So I'd like to do a species highlight here. I'm out fussing around in the woods, up a mountain, and I come across this plant that Wild Edibles, who might change her name soon, I'll tag her. Maybe the tag will update as the updates happen, has mentioned to me recently that Ontario thinks is a problem plant, and it's actually a native and a threatened species. But I can kind of understand why it got that way. It has a tendency to grow right in the middle of roads, old roads, logging roads that you'd want to clear again. It also grows in burn patches, which a lot of other things do. So you can see this one did have, and why is it called mountain stripe maple? Look at that bark. And then let's see if we can get a good close-up of these leaves. Yeah, see that? Real huge and shallow-lobed maple leaf shape. Now, I can almost reach these, and you can see here that it had lower branches, and that's a key feature to this tree. So what a lot of people don't know is that the maple seeds were used frequently as a grain or nut, edible, in native cuisine. And so what I've noticed with this tree, being popping around the woods quite a bit, is that it has these low-hanging branches, and as a result, low-hanging, heavy-laden clusters of seeds that not only are low-hanging, but are also persistent through the winter, which to me indicates that this is clearly a native bred food crop tree. Now these side branches, they're pretty dead, but they're still a little bit bendy. I bent that quite a bit before it actually broke. See? Yeah. So they also only get a maximum of 25 feet, and then the main trunk, so this one's actually getting real close to just up and dying. And it'll break off in a strangely level, almost like somebody cut it look. It cracks in line with these dashes that go across it. It's so strange to see. And then a lot of times the rootstock will put up a second stem right before that's going to happen, and it's like the root system lives, and it's almost like it's self-coppicing that they continue living in this way. I heard someone else say that it might be called goosefoot maple, and another thing is that it is Acer pensylvanica. So this tree is absolutely and definitely a food crop tree. There's another. Let's kind of see how big the clusters are towards the top of this. So let's see. If I go closer, I have to step over a log to get close enough. But they're very low hanging. Let me get up over this branch here. I'm sore. Did a lot yesterday. I'm sore. So yeah, so here we have harvest height seeds. And these are persistent through the winter, and they come down in heavy cascades as they ripen up. It even pulls the branches lower. And in case you couldn't see the top, because we've been underneath it this whole time, there's the top of the branch. And they just get absolutely covered in these seed pods, and more heavily on the lower branches. There's another one over there. So in areas that have had a burn, you'll see a lot of this plant. Here's an example of having two different trunks. 1, 2. And this one's coming up off of its root system that's going across the old logging road here. So you can really get an idea of why is it called mountain stripe maple. Even more so when the branches are young. Here, let's look at this one. Yeah. And you can really see that that is why it's called mountain stripe maple. And then you can also see why I believe that this was bred to be a food crop that stored itself on the tree, because these don't drop until late spring. You can see the, well, can you? With the backlighting, let me get my hand there. You can see where some of the harvest fell late spring, when you already have other foods coming, is when these drop. So they're a great winter food if you were traveling and needed it. And there's one that's just died already for who knows why. Just did. But yep, maximum size they get is pretty close to that one there, which is, it's probably about a 6-inch diameter at the base, maybe 8. That one's going to be taking a spill like that did soon. Well, it's almost like firewood that cuts itself. And this one, even though it's dead, you can see how well the seed pods stay on. Yep. So, yeah, there it is. That's mountain striped maple. I do believe it is not endangered, but the next one down from endangered. What is that? Threatened plant? I think that's what it is. So there's a really clear picture of the stripes on the bark. So yeah, there's some information about mountain stripe maple. And I don't know if there's a cliffside near here, but thanks for visiting me, cliffside. And popping around the forest. Take care. Bye.